Hi guys, Amanda Salad. I'm here from Love Life Yarn, and today we're going to be crocheting these face scrubbies, right? These could be makeup remover pads or anything like that that you like to use in the bathroom. I used to think, it was kind of silly, and I made some before and I love them. Okay, this yarn that I'm using is cotton. This is Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel cotton, and I personally have laundered it a ton of times with some other face scrubbies I have, and it always comes out great. So grab you a pure cotton yarn for this design and you won't be disappointed. So you can do it in two colors like I did, or you can just, of course, do a single color. But to me, this really brought out the popcorn stitches right here with the two colors. And then this is a good size for, scrubbing your face and all that. I love these. And with me, with this type size, I don't put it in a lingerie bag or anything. I just toss it in the washing machine with the rest of the laundry. So, are you ready to make these? We're gonna go step by step, and I'll even show you how to finish them off so that you don't have a noticeable bump in one of your little fans. All right, let's get started. Materials we'll need for this project include 2 colors of DK weight cotton yarn. I'm gonna use this Yarn Bee Sugar Wool cotton. Now it is a cake yarn, which you can see all the different colors here. And I'm going to just wind out my different colors of this. And it is 100% cotton, so that's what you're looking for in a little face scrubby. You also want to use a size G or a 4mm hook, a yarn needle, and some scissors. All right, before I begin, just gonna take a look at these. You can see the finished one here. I've already woven in the ends, and this one right here I have not yet. I made it more recently. You can see we have 4 ends to weave in. We're done. So we're not going to change colors every round. When we do, we will carry the yarn. We're not going to cut the yarn and change colors. So that makes it a couple less ends to weave in. And when you're first doing it, you're going to notice that it kind of like wants to bunch up like this. But when you're done and you just kind of give it a tug, it flattens out. Like, I have not blocked these or anything. They've not been wet yet. So this is how it looks. I should have pulled my center tighter on this one. It does start with a magic ring. And so before I wove in the ends, before you weave in the ends, make sure you pull it tight, because this one's got a hole in it now, which is okay. It will still work, but you can pull it tight like this. And then we'll work double crochet. And I'll show you how to do a popcorn stitch. That's what these are right here. It's just double crochet, and you move your hook to a different loop. So don't worry, don't be intimidated. This is just a long double crochet. So it's basic stitches, and we're going to jump in. I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. All right, so I have my 2 colors of yarn ready to go, and they're from the same cake as I showed you. I just wound off this darker one that was in the middle. And so for mine, I want to start out with the darker color. So choose which one you want in the very middle and to be kind of this little edge here, and the other color you want to be the main color. You'll join it in just a minute. So go ahead and take the color you want for the middle. I'll move that one off to the side. And we're going to make a magic ring. This is how I do mine. And it's small, so I'm just going to use my finger. I hold the tail. See the tail there? And I make an X. And then I hold it. So the X is right over here. Okay, and I'm going to reach under and pull this loop through. Okay, let me show you that again. Hold the tail, make an X, hold it in place with your ring finger, go under the first strand and pull it up. Okay, I know there are different ways to do it. That's the way I do mine. Now you're going to chain 1. Make sure there are 2 strands going this way. I'm right-handed, so that's going to my left. And chain, actually we're going to chain 2 for this, sorry. Usually I'm used to doing single crochet. Chain 2. We're going to double crochet into this ring, and we're not going to count these little chains here as a stitch. Okay, so they're just to get us up to the height of a double crochet. And now we're just going to double crochet 12 stitches into the ring. And they'll all bunch up together around here. Just make sure both of these strands of yarn are caught. So if you've never double crocheted before, you will yarn over insert right in the middle of the ring under those 2 strands, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So that's our first double crochet. Like I said, don't count these 2 little chains. And you're going to do 12 right into the ring, just like this. There's 2 and 3. All right, so I'm not gonna make you guys watch me do 12 double crochet. So go ahead and work that in the ring, and then I'll show you how to pull it tight. All right, here's my weird little, it actually would look more, you know, the way we were looking at it would like this. I worked around. I have this weird little semicircle and my yarn here. I'm gonna take my yarn tail and pull. And it might come a little loose, as you saw with the one that I wove in the ends. That's okay, to make sure you pull it tight again. It won't come, like they won't come out to where your stitches fall out, don't worry. It might just get a little loose like the one I showed you before. So now we're ready to change colors. So do not slip stitch with this color. Go ahead and insert your hook into the top of your first double crochet. Grab your other color. Grab mine over here. Got my pieces sitting off to the side. And we're going to draw it through. So hold it. And I don't ever tie a knot or anything. Pull it through and pull it through there. Now tighten up this little guy, which is your, I can't grab it, your working yarn. There we go. So we've closed it up and you see that nice middle shape, and now we're ready for our popcorns. So to work this, we're going to work that chain 2 again, which said does not count as a stitch. And we're going to popcorn in this same stitch right here. So what that is you're going to work 3 double crochet right in here in the same place. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so it's like a little cluster. You're working all in the same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, here is what makes a popcorn stitch different from a cluster. If you had moved on from this, it would just be called a cluster stitch, because there's just a little cluster of 3 double crochet. Loosen it just a little so it doesn't fall out. Go into the first stitch. So go from front to back. For the longest time I was going back to front, and then my popcorn was facing the other way and I had to push it. So front to back, and it's okay if it does that. You can always just push it back through. And you see how mine's starting to get a little loose here. Once you get some practice with this, you will not have to worry about it falling off. So you pull that on there, and then you're just going to pull it through. So see, it kind of closes the stitch. And to fully close it off, you'll chain 1. Okay, and that's a popcorn. So the instructions tell you to do a popcorn and then chain 2. So just remember, after you do the popcorn, you technically will chain 3, because 1 chain closes off the stitch, and then you'll chain 2 more. So chain 2, and now we're going to popcorn in the very next double crochet right here in this hole. So again, we want to work 3. And then we're going to stop. So loosen it as much as you feel comfortable with. Go from front to back. Grab your loop, and it's a little fiddly, but it is the only round you have to do this, and it really gives it a good look. So you have to grab it like this and pull that through. Chain 1 to close off your popcorn, and then chain 2. Okay, now you're going to repeat that for each round. And you see these, I did do mine, like I said, where I went back to front, and they didn't, I had to push them through. So definitely go front to back. They show up a little bit better texture-wise if you do it that way. So this is the only round we're going to do that on. So go ahead and do a popcorn into each double crochet and a chain 2. So remember, the popcorn finishes off with a chain 1 and then chain 2 more, and you'll go all the way around and you'll have 12 popcorn, and then I'll show you how to join these together. Okay, here are my 12 popcorn stitches, and I'm ready to join. So look at your first popcorn stitch, and there should be a V on it. Mine's a little loose because I've had to film this section more than once, but it'll be like this. It'll be a little tighter. And go ahead and put your hook into the back loop only. Grab your other color, your first color, pull it up. Don't make it too tight, just pull it up to that level where you are. Okay, you can see it here, but when we work the next round, it will blend right in. Take your other yarn, your yarn you just dropped, pull it a little tight, and we're ready to work the next round. So chain 1, and we're going to work a single crochet right here in the same spot. So insert your hook, and draw up a loop, yarn over, and draw through those 2. That's a single. We're going to be working right here in this chain 2 space. So just insert into the space and single crochet again. And now we're going to be working a long double crochet. So yarn over, come down right here to where this popcorn meets. So we just worked into this one. Go ahead and put it right there in the same stitch, yarn over, and draw up a long loop. So see, now it's up to the height that we're working. And then complete a regular double crochet. And it gives us that line in between. And now you want to do another single in the chain 2 space. And now back loop only above your popcorn. So it can be a little tight. There we go. And now we're going to repeat. Into our chain 2, we're going to work single, double into this popcorn, like a long double, so except pull it up to the right height, and then complete your double crochet. And now single back in the chain 2 space. Now single in the back loop only. You may have to use your nail to help you out with this. And we're going to repeat that for each popcorn. So single, long double, single, single in the back loop, single, long double, single in your chain space, single in the back loop. Work all the way around, and this one's going to be a little different because you've already worked one single. So go ahead and go all the way around to this last popcorn, and then I'll show you how to end this round. Okay, I've just worked into my last popcorn, and I have my last chain 2. And like I said, it gets a little wiggly here. See how it's all wavy? That is normal. Don't worry, my other ones all started out that way. Now this one, we're just going to need to single and then that long double, because we started out with a single. So we're going to leave the last single off. Okay. And now into that very first stitch, draw the other color through. And my yarn, as you can see over there, is not cooperating, so I'm going to cut it off because I'm done with that color. And move it away because I don't know what's going on with it. It's starting to get a knot in it. But luckily I am finished with it. So you can cut that one off. And we have our main color. So we're going to do the outside edge here. So first, chain 1. And work a single crochet in every stitch, including the same one you joined in. Okay, so every stitch you see, you'll just work a single crochet, and you should end with 48 stitches. Okay, so go ahead and single crochet all the way around, and then we'll work this nice outer part right here that gives us this shape. Okay, so I've finished my single crochets. I'm going to join with the slip stitch right here. I told you it would wave. I mean, it looks crazy right now, but it will. All of mine have lined flat. How you say that? Okay, chain 2. Like I said, does not count as a double crochet, and we're going to work 3 double crochet right here in this same spot. We're going to make, those are just what they call fans on the outside. All right, so this is pretty much a half of a fan. That's what we're doing right now. Now skip the next 2 stitches, so you can see here and here, and work a single. Okay, skip the next 2, and we're going to work 5 double crochet in here, and that will make 1 fan. Having a single on each side of it will help it to lie down. It's not going to just, stand up. So work 5 here. There you go, last one. Skip 2 and single. Okay, so you're going to work doing that alternating. So skip 2, 5 double, skip 2 single, all the way around. You'll end over here with a single, and then I'll show you how to complete this little half shell. All right, I've worked my way around, and my last thing to do, I worked 2 double crochet right here in the same space as our first 3. And I've already cut my yarn because I just filmed this part and my camera decided to turn itself off, so that shouldn't be there. All right, we're going to join with a slip stitch to that very first double crochet to complete our little fan here. And instead of just fastening off and leaving a knot here, we're going to pull it through, and then you would cut it. Well, you cut it and then pull it through, which is what I already did, and grab you a yarn needle. And thread it. You can see it's already starting to lie flatter, so if you like tug on it and stuff, it will help. Yarn needle. Now this is the one right next to our join. I'm going to go into the next one and go under these 2 strands. And then I'm going to come right back, right down to the middle where this other end was sticking out. So that's the one that we ended on. So you see how that makes it look more like their normal stitch, so you don't have a knot there? And then I'll go through and hide it. Now you want these ends to be firmly woven in because it's going to be laundered. I have some knitted ones made out of this yarn that I have laundered so many times, and I don't even put them in like a lingerie bag or anything. I just literally just toss them in the wash. So go that way, come back. And they've never had any problems. They look great. So I'm very, very confident that these will do the same. I'll catch one strand here. And finally, for good measure, I'm going to go back one more time, because that way, when it's done 3 times, it usually does not come out. All right, and then you just snip it off really close. Okay, so that's what I would do. If it won't lie flat, you can always put it, on a flat surface, pin it down and spray it, or get it wet and just let it air dry flat. Make sure it's pinned down, and it will do much better. Now, this is how my center came done before I was pulling on it. So make sure your center is nice and tight before you weave that end in. So this one I would weave in around here, and then you've got this area here for an end, and this last one I would just go into like these V's right here, these little ones, and weave it in nice and tight. And then that's it. Your face scrubby is done. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and that you'll come visit us at love.life.yarn.com for more than 200 free patterns. And I'm coming up with a lot more things like this that are using up your stash, things around the house that can be reusable and help you save money. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.